Moon in Aries. This is an easy placement for me to describe. Aries being about singularity, individuality, being active, moving around, taking action, physical activities. One of the most cliche things about Aries is about aggression, fights, arguments, and it's all definitely true. Whereas the moon is about our feelings, emotions. You gotta think, we have feelings for a lot of things, such as I feel like dressing up in purple today. Even though Mercury has to do with logic, intellect, and the left side of our brain, the moon still has an impact in our mindset and, of course, our emotions. The moon represents our mothers, stepmother, adopted mother, and of course our biological mother. Literally, the moon shows the genes you inherited from your mother. Immediately, a person with this type of moon gets aggressive with what they care about, and it isn't exactly a controlling or a jealous way, as a Scorpio moon would be like. More so, a person with the moon in Aries has a combative or capability of becoming dominant over the things they take care of or for the needs of something that needs caretaking. For example, if moon in Aries is in the second house, this person has an emotional attachment towards his or her money and savings, which means if something goes wrong with the money they have saved up, or if someone mocks them about the money they have saved up, the reaction would be angry, combative, and aggressive, which means when you see these people crying, looking sad, or emotional about something, you better comfort them because they would get feisty to the point they would physically assault you. For sure, they can shout at you. It doesn't have to be directly towards you as in how a person with the moon in Aries would react to you when they are sad. They just simply react aggressively with their feelings. For example, if moon in Aries is in the fifth house and the person who has that type of moon gets cheated on in a relationship, his or her reaction to any sort of relationship or relationship news, they would get angry quick. They could be reading old texts from the previous person that cheated on them, and they may just break up the phone he or she is using. This is why I say if you see someone with moon in Aries in their birth chart, you gotta be careful how you approach them when you see them looking sad or crying. Shoots, when they are sad or crying, you can tell because they become hot tempered and can even start shouting out of nowhere. Which is why a child with displacement, you can spank them or whatever, and you will notice they may say something back at you or might even try to hit you. Remember, I mentioned earlier that our feelings affect a lot of what we do. More so, the feelings are gonna be attached to where your moon is placed in the birth chart. Regardless, we have feelings for everything. Feelings can even affect our mindset. This is why people like Jeffrey Dahmer can have things like Moon in Aries. These people prefer to react to things with a hot temper. Generally, a moon in Aries person looks for ways they can be physically active towards something, which is why athletes can have moon in Aries. Even if a person isn't an athlete, whenever they get sad, the reaction is to do something like jogging, walking around, cutting the grass outside, which is good. The doctors say it helps with depression. I guess a moon in Aries person is less likely to be depressed than the average person. Aries plays an important factor in our health, hairstyles, hair color, skin color, height, and body weight. This means a moon in Aries person becomes sensitive about those things. Their reaction to insults are aggressive. It's like in the movies when a person gets called fat and then they slap whoever said it. A moon in Aries person reacts the same. A moon in Aries person gets emotional about appearance. Appearance in general, it doesn't even have to be theirs. A good stylist can have displacement because they would try to take care of appearances in general. A moon in Aries person acts like a stylist, shoots even a hairstylist. For example, a moon in Aries sits house person can get sad when seeing a homeless person. You know how most homeless people tend to look dirty, health and appearance not taken cared for, whereas the moon in Aries person would want to take care of those things. This is why a moon in Aries person would excel in any medical field, even cosmetology, because they aren't just doing the work for money. Any person in the healthcare field obviously should be interested in taking care of someone's health. A moon in Aries person is a natural when it comes to taking care of health, injuries, and diseases. They would for sure put in the effort. Obviously, not every moon in Aries person is gonna work in the medical field. This is when an astrologer is supposed to come in and see what the healthcare thing would be about. Aries is about the self, so oftentimes you look to take care of your needs first. What needs exactly? Question mark. Is when a guy like I must read the birth chart. Your mother has traits of an easily angered or aggressive personality, so maybe she shouts or fights a lot. As a result, you would inherit those traits. Now, for the nakshatras, a moon in Aries person can still resonate with all of these nakshatras because these nakshatras are related to Aries. Even if it isn't the nakshatra your moon is in, something might resonate. Ashwini is the first nakshatra and it is about twin horses. This alone increases your chances of having a mother that's a twin or having more than one mother. For example, a stepmother. Ashwini is about competition, being competitive, and wanting to do things first. This is the physically active and energetic side of Aries, which of course describes your mother, but the way you react to things and have an emotional response. Your reaction and feelings for how things should be done is by wanting things to be done quickly or in a hurry. People that work in restaurants can relate because they always want for things to be done hasty. Again, a moon in Aswini person has feelings for wanting to do things competitively, so these people seek competition, which is funny if you have this moon placement in your 5th or 11th house. Moon in Bharani Nakshatra. I'm still learning this nakshatra. I haven't fully mastered it yet, and I'm not afraid to admit that. Bharani is about wanting to find a metaphorical meaning to something, meaning you prefer trying to find out more of what's than presented or easily seen. For example, a person with moon in the Bharani Nakshatra in the second house can be someone that sees a dental cavity, but they prefer trying to find out what exactly is the root cause, which makes a person who tries to take care of the actual problem rather than finding a quick solution. A quick solution the same way the Ashwini Nakshatra would. It's the same as when a doctor only prescribes painkillers, whereas most doctors want to look at an X-ray, ask you questions about your lifestyle, etc. On the flip side, Bharani is about death and life. So a person that has interests in wanting to know what can prevent death scenarios. This can make someone examine potential risk factors that come with being aggressive. It can make someone interested in giving birth, like those OBGYN people. Let's say a person with this type of moon wants to go working in the healthcare field, then being one of those nurses that works in those pregnancy and even medical records field. I think this moon in Bharani Nakshatra can make someone interested in doing lots of in doing things that revere the dead. A lot of ancient practices do this, like in Haiti, where they worship or pay homage to dead people or even deities. Overall, these people are interested in preserving physical life. That is what makes this type of moon health driven as well. I could be wrong about all of this, though I still haven't fully mastered this nakshatra yet. In the future, I'll update, but nakshatras these past several months hasn't been my main focus. The last nakshatra is one of my favorites. It's the Kritika nakshatra, which still increases the chance of your mother being associated with foster care or your mother herself be a woman that was adopted. Aside from your mother, Kritika is about being protective, which a moon in Kritika person would do is just simply take care of things by being overprotective of it. Overprotective in a way that requires physical force. For example, if this type of moon is in someone's fourth or 10th house, then they can be overprotective of their work environments throughout life, which are things a bodyguard or a security officer would do, since the way they protect is by using force or even weapons. When you get emotional, you're a person that can legit become violent. I remember in school, I used to see people cry right after the fight and would fight again, whilst the tears are pouring out of their eyes. Anyways, follow me on the other apps. There will be more videos to come.